Boom. Let's go. Welcome to episode 51. Finally. And damn, it's been hard to hop on here and record these things because I want to learn how to edit in Final Cut Pro and I haven't had time. So I'm just going to record this and post it. But I've got some information to share about the next videos coming up and I'm super excited about it. And I think you should be too. But I'm going to try to keep this one pretty straight to the point, because I had a video, my last one, and I didn't really get to the point until 6 minutes in. So anyways, let's get right to it. And today the whole topic is about walking. I just made a short video about it and I realized how helpful it can be to a lot of people, because there's so many people talking about going for a walk, but there are some details that everyone is missing that change the game completely. So the first thing, the quote of the day. I love starting with quotes. I love quotes. Anyways, comes from Nietzsche, and he says, "It is only ideas gained from walking that have any worth." Not too bad, right? Coming from Nietzsche, I'll take it. Okay, so the tip of the day obviously is walking, right? Going on a walk. And I'm just going to share some of these really, really important tips that change the game on everything. So like I was saying, I'm getting back into social media and I'm coming across a lot of creators they're awesome. And they're like, yeah, go for a walk. It can change your life. It can help you burn fat. It can keep you lean. All of those things are amazing. There are also creators who talk about go for a walk because it helps you problem solve and work through things, and even authors talk about going for a walk and having these ideas just kind of pop up in their head. However, it's crazy to think that there are details that go into going for a walk that actually do matter. And this is kind of another thing I've learned recently from coming back into the content space, is that I've come up with my best ideas not listening to all of the information out there. Like, I kind of browse through it a little bit here and there, but I'm kind of stepping away from all of the noise and letting my mind do its own thing. And I'm finding that the solutions that I'm coming up with are working so well for me. And I realize that's a huge realization, is that find information or creators you like. I hope I'm one of those, and I hope the information I give you helps, but take what I give you as an experiment. Use it and try it, but then kind of step away from all of the noise and let your body and your mind figure out what works for you. You're the only one who really knows that. I just keep coming back to this, of these creators are like, you need to do this and you need to do this and yeah, okay, maybe you do need to do that, but really, at the end of the day, you're the only one. And I'm finding, like, if you could see my desk here, I've got these Post-its just strewn about everywhere, and people would say, don't do that. Like, put it in a list, put it in Notion, put it in Coda, and, like, have this productivity thing. And, like, this is the best for me. I put it on the desk. I write things down when they come to my mind, and I put them on the desk. And it drives my brain crazy if I leave them on the desk too long. So there's a little tip of, like, maybe that works for you. But that just kind of came to me on its own. Anyways, so I guess that would be the tip of the day. Is kind of, obviously, we're going to talk about walking right now, but find the thing that works for you and get away from all the noise so you can kind of come up with your own solutions. Okay, let's get into it. So a ton of creators talking about going for a walk. Great. But the details are so important. Here's detail number one. Leave your phone behind. Like, don't even take it with you. So the last, maybe for a couple weeks since I've gotten back from South America, but going for a walk every night. Oh, by the way, evening walks, the best. I don't know. People are like, the new wave is going for morning walks or getting outside for morning sunlight. I still think you should do that, but I just can't give up evening walks. There's something about going out around, like, it's dark, 8 o'clock, and just everybody's already in, they've eaten dinner, they're watching their Netflix or TV, and just, I don't know, that peace and quiet, amazing. Anyways, the first couple of weeks I was bringing my phone, and then I realized that was a distraction. So I started going for walks, but I would leave the phone in my pocket and still go for the walk, and I really wasn't even using my phone. But there were so many instances where I'd be like, oh, there's a thought, and I would take a quick note. Simple as that. And then the last week or so, I just left the phone and the earbuds behind entirely, and it's been a complete game changer. The first time I went out, I kept kind of reaching for it instinctively, which is weird. But then it just fell into this, like, oh, okay, there is nothing here but you and your mind, and just think, right? Like it was really that large separation, because I know, again, tons of creators put your phone in another room, do this, don't put it at your bedstand, don't bring it in your bedroom. Yeah, okay, fine. But really leave it and then go away. Not like super far away because you might need it. I don't know. But go away from it. Like where you can't grab it. There's no computer. There's no phone. There's no one's phone you can buy or borrow, or there's no one you can be like, hey, can you check on Google real quick? Nothing. Get away from it. Next. This is why I wanted to make this longer video, because my point too is have a thinking strategy. And I didn't really explain that in the short because short's only like a minute long and this might take a minute. Anyways, the point is go in with an idea of how you're going to think about something. Do you want to just go on a walk, and are you writing something and you just need ideas for that? Or are you just going for a walk like I've kind of been, and I just wanted shit to be coming out? Oh, that sounds weird. Sorry about that. I just wanted ideas to be flowing. So I really didn't have anything in particular, and it's amazing. Your brain will be like, oh, that was kind of important. You need to think about that. And I've been thinking a lot about content and what kind of direction I want to take this in. And that just kind of came up. So you could do that. Or another thing I highly recommend, and I did this the first couple nights, is I picked one thing that I was struggling with. I couldn't really decide. It's a big life decision I have to make. Maybe go back to South America. I'm thinking of a place to go live, kind of things like that. And I just thought about that. And every time my mind wandered, I brought it back to that. And lo and behold, came up with a solution. Again, I've said this before and I'll continue to say it, is you know the answer. Like, I keep telling myself that, of course, you don't know it. That's why you have to think about it and problem solve and test different things. But it's in there somewhere, right? Like, it's mucking around. It's undercover. It's under some rocks or old debris or webs. But it's there somewhere. Anyways, I knew the answer and I got it. So that's a way. Kind of have a strategy. You can just go wander around in nature. That's not bad either. Sure. You can just go walk outside. That's great also. But I find it is kind of productive. So call it productive thinking. I don't know. I just call it, have a thinking strategy. Have a problem you want to solve, or kind of have an idea of like, hey, I just want to see what comes up, or hey, I'm writing this article, I want to see what comes up. I'm having this problem at work. Let's see what comes up. And then and do that. And then this old thing. I bought these a while ago because I got into buying things in notebooks, and then I never used them. And then lately I've been using these a ton. Just these tiny little notebooks. It's just like the size of a phone. How appropriate. Fits in my pocket. And then I love these Bic pens. I'm obsessed with these. I don't know why. I only use a Bic pen. I'll put the ones that I bought in the notes, and the pens too, in case you want an easy click and purchase. And then, there's one last thing. The fourth tip. So 1, leave your phone behind. 2, have a thinking strategy. 3, bring a pen and paper in case you have ideas that are flowing, and not in case, when you have ideas that are flowing. And then 4, walk where it isn't busy. There's a little quote I have here from the book Deep Work by Cal Newport, and he has a study in 2008. And it basically checked if walking, like the benefits of walking, and then people walking in a city versus people walking in nature and people walking very cold. Anyways, walking in the city did not work. And I've lived in, Seoul, South Korea, and Hong Kong for 5 years, and I used to walk the streets all the time, and I see that now. I loved walking, but it also is a cognitive load. You have to think, you have to stop, you have to cross the street, there are cars, there's noises, there's people, there's honking. So try to walk where you don't really have to think. There aren't many people, a small neighborhood, go to a park if you can obviously get in nature, or hiking. Just, you know what that means. And then there was one about like people walking in the cold, and it was like they noted that they were highly miserable because they were freezing. However, they were also able to think through some of the stuff when they got past like, oh, this sucks, I'm freezing. So I thought that was interesting. So try to walk where it isn't busy. And you don't have to think. Okay, and I'm trying to get better at making these a little faster. I want to keep these around like 20 to 30 minutes just because I like coming on here and talking, and I enjoy this, and I always have so many thoughts. Here's another thing. I'm trying new stuff. So this is being recorded at 10:13 p.m. Again, so many creators are like, gotta do it in the morning, you gotta do this. I've kind of going with the flow. I'm trying to be more of a morning person, but I've when I'm struggling and I just can't get in the flow of things, or I miss recording, I'm trying not to be like, oh, I just missed the recording time and it's over, the day's over. And I'm like, well, I feel good after walking. Why don't I just do it now? And I have these ideas flowing, and why not? So trying different times to do things throughout the day. I'm also sweating because it's really hot and I turn off the fan. But, okay. Let me say this. I'll leave you with this. Ayahuasca. I finally said it. I just finished a 7,500 word article. I'm going to edit it tonight, finish editing it tonight and tomorrow. And I promise myself I'm going to record the video that I've been waiting to record. People have been asking questions. How is it? How was it? What was your experience? How do you feel? Everybody wants to know. And I've just been kind of sitting on it because, one, I don't know. I kind of wanted to like protect that vibe and that feeling. It is powerful. And I don't know if I was ready to share. I wanted to make it perfect also. I wanted to make the article perfect, hence the 7,500 words. I think it's fun. It's funny. It's helpful. It's called The Complete Guide to Tripping, to New Age Tripping. I was going to say A Complete Guide to Tripping Your Face Off, but that sounds a little weird. But yeah, that's coming out tomorrow. I'm going to publish it. I don't know, maybe a Sunday's not a great idea. Anyways, I'm going to publish it tomorrow. I'm going to record a video about the whole thing. And then I decided the next like 6 days, I'm going to write an article about my thoughts. So this one is going to be an ayahuasca complete guide. Then the next one's going to be like, hey, day 1, day 2, day 3, and then why I think you should do it or why I think you shouldn't do it. And then I'm going to record an episode of this talking about it. So that was kind of maybe one of the things I learned from that experience is I know what I want to do now, but kind of making it more linear. Whereas before I would do like one ayahuasca, then one South America, and then one about walking, and then one this. So the next like 6, I think I'll have like 5 articles or so. So 5 or 6 days, we'll just say next week is going to be ayahuasca focused. So if you want to know more about that and my experience, which was just 6 weeks ago, although I have a lot of notes from when it happened, when I was there. I have videos of that. I have notes of when it was there. I've got my notebook and journal right there of all the notes that happened live when I was there, thoughts after, 6 weeks later, how I felt, things that happened. If you want to know any of that or you're curious, yeah, tune in because I'm going to be talking about that in the next couple of days. So here's my new tagline: simplify life, don't overthink things, and always do what you say you're going to do. If you get anything from anything I ever say, that last part is the most important. Peace.